Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here for Black Ink Crew New York Season 5, Episode 15. The episode started off, with them at 113th or whatever, but I don't really want to talk about that too much because the only thing it was is pretty much Walt and, Bay and all them giving a recap about, the disaster of a dinner that happened the night before, between Sky and Kit or whatever, that whole situation and everything. So Walt was just pretty much giving Donna a recap because Donna wasn't there. So let's talk about Bay and Kevin. They go to this hookah lounge or whatever. They're hanging out. You guys know that Bay is feeling Kevin and everything. They've been hanging out after work pretty much every day since he's gotten there. Obviously we know Bay likes him and she's kind of thinking that he likes her too. And she's asking, what's his type or whatever, and he's like, I have a wide range of types depending on how I'm feeling and everything. So next thing you know, Donna, she shows up with this guy named L.A. that works over at C's other shop, the 125th shop or whatever. And he's the guy with all the tattoos on his face and everywhere and everything. So Bay, she's like, what the fuck, like, they cramping my style right now, coming over here, interrupting our, what she thinks to be a date with Kevin or whatever. So, Kevin, he gives LA, the little hookah thing or whatever, and he was like, don't worry, I don't have any cooties or whatever. And, LA, he was like, I don't mind your cooties and everything. And I'm like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so, they, are complimenting each other, and LA, he has two tongues. You know how people get like that big ass split between their tongue or whatever, so it looks like they have two tongues and everything. LA got that shit going on, and I was like, my. And Kev, he's feeling all up in his tongue and everything or whatever, and he was like, does anything ever get stuck up in there? And LA is like, maybe you could find out. And I'm like, okay now. So he's asking Kev, do you want a drink and everything? So they go get they go to get a drink or whatever. Donna is like, what the fuck is going on here? Bay, she feels some type of way because she feels like her and Kev is supposed to be on a date, and he's just completely ignoring her at this point or whatever. She thought she was gonna get the D, and LA kisses Kev on the cheek and everything, and they end up leaving together or whatever, and Donna and Bay, they're like, what the fuck? And later on in the episode, Kev pretty much reveals that he's bisexual, but we'll get to that in a minute. So anyways, next up we get C's. He's at his house or whatever. Kit ends up showing up. She's banging on his door like she the motherfucking police and shit. And she's pissed about the night before and everything, and he was like, I thought you wasn't messing with Allison and da da or whatever. And she's hitting C's and everything, this, that, and the third. And she was like, that shit was embarrassing. And C's, not C's, Kit, she's like, so are you messing with her or not? And C's is like, I mean, regardless of what I say, you're going to believe I'm lying. And she's like, it's a yes or no question or whatever. And I'm still like, why do you have to hide this from her? Why didn't you just tell her from Jump Street, like, yeah, I'm not trying to be in no serious shit right now. I just got out of a 5-year relationship. I'm just trying to, be single and mingle. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you still sit up here and lie about the shit? You don't owe nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it just, he confusing me doing that shit. So anyways, he's like, pretty much, he's not sure if he should lie or tell the truth. And then Kit, she starts going on a tangent or whatever about how he let Sky disrespect her and let everybody else disrespect her and all this other stuff. She's like, I'm working for you and da da da, whatever. And C's, he's starting to come to the realization that Sky is right, that Kit is acting like another Duchess or whatever. And they flash back to Duchess and how she used to act and everything when she was with him or whatever, this, that, and the third, thinking that she was the head bitch in charge or whatever. And Kit, she's like, I'm done. And she leaves, and that was that. So we're back at 113th. Walt, Bay, and Donna, they're having a conversation. And they're pretty much telling him about what happened when they all had went out or whatever. And they was like, yeah, Donna was like that, yeah, Bae was supposed to be on a date with Kev or whatever. And Walt was like, wait a minute, you were on a date with Kev? And like why am I just finding out about this shit or whatever? So Bae is like, yeah, until I found out he was into boys. And Walt is like, what? Or whatever. Like, I swear, Walt's reactions and facial expressions be having me weak, because I kind of be the same way when I be finding out some shit. I be like, what? Like I be doing the most sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When I find out some shit, or if it's some shit that I already know, but I gotta pretend like I don't know, I be like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, I be all into it. Like, I ain't even gonna front to you. So anyways, Walt, he's weak at the whole situation. Donna and Bae, they pretty much reenact how LA and Kevin were acting with one another the night before. So Kevin, he shows up or whatever, and they're asking him how his night was and everything. He was like, I mean, it was pretty good or whatever. And Bae was like, oh yeah, I bet it was good. And he's like, well, how was your night? She was like, I mean, it was alright or whatever. And Donna was like, I mean, you hurt somebody's feelings. And Kev, he's shocked, because he's like, I mean, I hurt somebody's feelings? Like, what the fuck is going on here? And he's like, how did I hurt your feelings and everything? And she's like, because you left with LA. And he's like, I mean, what's wrong with that or whatever? And Bae was like, I'm a straightforward person, do you like boys? And he's like, I mean, I like everybody, you know what I'm saying? And Donna, she's like, I mean, Bae thought you were on, she thought that you guys were on a date. And Kev, he's shocked, because that's not how he saw it, you know what I'm saying? And I do feel like Bae probably was reading more into the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless the motherfucker tell you that he into you or whatever, this, that, and the third, I don't know why you would think that y'all was on some type of date, you know what I'm saying? But Kev, he was like, I mean, I didn't mean to lead you on and everything, and I do apologize. And they make up or whatever. And so Bae was like, I mean, so how was LA or whatever? And Kev was like, bitch, that ain't none of your concern or business or whatever. So he's doing a tattoo for Donna and everything. So he takes her to the back or whatever. Donna's like, I don't mean to be all up in your business, but are you bi? And he was like, I mean, I have more of an attraction to dudes right now, but I do have some attraction to females as well, you know what I'm saying? But right now it's more for dudes or whatever. And Donna, she's like, because Donna, she's in females too, as well as males or whatever. So Donna is like, when people hear gay or bi or whatever, they just think of just it being sexual instead of just two people loving each other. And I have witnessed that with a lot of with other heterosexual people that I be around. They just think that folk being gay or bi, it automatically is just a sexual thing or whatever. And I realizing these people love each other just like us as heterosexual people. We get with somebody and get to know them, whatever, and we fall in love with them, you know what I'm saying? And so Kevin, he doesn't really like using the word gay because it's such a heavy word. He doesn't want people to look at him like, I guess, kind of label him, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to be like, hey, you my bro, you my son, whatever, I fucks with you or whatever. And then the word gay comes into it, and it just changes the whole dynamic of everything, you know what I'm saying? And as he's doing Donna's tattoo, he talks about the hardships of being bisexual and black or whatever, and he just wants people to see him for him and not see him as Kevin, the bisexual black tattoo artist, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that, but yeah, I thought that was a cool scene, a cool thing to talk about or whatever, and to raise awareness and everything. So anyways, this is the bullshit. We get Mel and Duchess. They're having a conversation. They meet for lunch or whatever. They're having a conversation. Duchess, she's on the same shit that Jocelyn Hernandez from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is on. This whole women empowerment bullshit, but I don't see a lot of women empowerment when it comes to her actions. You feel what I'm saying? So Mel, you know, she's talking to Duchess. She feels as though Duchess still has feelings. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. She feels as though Duchess still has feelings for C's or whatever. So she feels as though Duchess deserves to know what's been up with him. That's even more of the reason why you shouldn't be telling her. I mean, for one, it's really none of her business what the fuck, you know, C's is doing anyway. She broke up with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, come the fuck on. She initially broke up with him. And it's like, so, and they're broken up at this point. So, I mean, why does it matter what the fuck he's doing? If he ain't been hitting her up and, you know, saying to her, you know, like leading her on to making her think, okay, that maybe they could get back together. I mean, what the fuck, Mel? But I'm gonna get on your ass in a minute. So anyways, Mel, she's telling, you know, her that, you know, I saw C's and Kit making out in the car or whatever. And Duchess is like, oh, C's downgraded, you know, and calling Kit a thought pocket or whatever. And Mel also tells about how Allison has been pushing up on him as well. And Duchess is like, you know, so C's is the new Donna and everything. And, you know, how Kit was fronting like she was her friend or whatever. I mean, really, Kit was more of your associate. Y'all didn't know each other like that. Now, granted, had you and C still been together or, had y'all still been together, you know, longer than what we seen in the show or whatever, and, I mean, had you not ran off to Carolina, had you still been in New York, maybe you and Kit would have developed a friendship, but y'all were associates, so it's kind of like you can't really be mad, but at the same time, I mean, Kit was up in your face and shit, trying to be your friend, whatever, this, that, and the third, so, you know, I get it, but at the same time, at the end of the day, she was your associate, so you can't be, like, really too mad about that shit. And so, she starts going in on Scott. And sitting up here talking about some, you know, she's sitting up here talking about somehow Scott needs help or whatever. And if her own mama, you know, can't call her on her birthday and care about her, I can see how she can't care about other people, this, that, and the third. And, you know, and I can see how she could do the same shit to her kids or whatever. And she was like, you know, Scott don't have love for me, let alone the kids that she birthed, or have love for herself and everything. And, you know, Mel, she up in her confessional and shit, talking about some, you know, I thought, you know, I knew that Duchess was going to be mad, but I didn't think she was going to be mad at Sky. She should have been mad, you know, I thought she would have been mad at C's or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, you know, she's like, you know, why would you be on Sky's bad side or whatever, you know, like, I wouldn't even want to be on her bad side, because the bitch is crazy. I said, well, bitch, you are going to be on her bad side now for sitting up here going back telling shit. And you supposed to be friends with both Duchess and Sky. You will be all up on Sky and shit, talking about how you want Sky to be the co-manager if you become manager, this, that, and the third, but then you so quick to go tell Duchess about, you know, Sky, you know, trying to hook, C's up with Allison. Like, come the fuck on. You should have stayed out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I try not to go in on you as hard as maybe some of the other YouTubers have this season and everything, because you have been doing some questionable shit. I was pissed off at you when you inserted yourself in the whole Tiffany situation and you wasn't even fucking there to see what the fuck was going on. But for you to sit up here and do that, like, that's fake as fuck to me, Mel. Like, girl. So anyways, Duchess is sitting up here saying, you know, I'm just glad I'm in a better place or whatever. And Mel is like, you know, well, which part? You talking shit about Sky's mom, or the part that, you know, you talking shit about Sky's kids? Why you ain't say all of this to her, Mel? Why are you saying this shit in the motherfucking confessionals? That's fake as fuck. If you really consider yourself to be Duchess' friend, you should have told her to her face right then and there how the fuck you felt about what the fuck she was saying. Now, let's get back on Duchess for a minute. Now, granted, we could look at this shit from a couple of angles, and I'm going to tell you why. Granted, and I've said to y'all, I kind of feel like Sky is not really Duchess' friend. I felt like she dealt with Duchess for C's and everything. And maybe Sky did somewhat care about Duchess at one point in time. I'm not going to sit up here and say she didn't somewhat care about it. She might have did. You know what I'm saying? Especially because she was here for Duchess during, you know, different shit that was going on between her and C's and everything. Being this, that, and the third. But also, Sky used to talk shit about Duchess too, like everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but at the same time, Duchess, if Sky chooses to sit up here and talk about your heart condition, you having a miscarriage, or your failed relationship with C's, I don't want no motherfucking boo-hooing and crying that you be motherfucking doing because you brought her kids into this shit. Now, granted, okay, Sky wasn't there for her kids, but at least, now, I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent, and you guys know I don't have no kids or whatever, so you guys might look at this shit from a different perspective than what the fuck I do. But I feel like Sky made the best decision for her kids. I felt like she gave them a better opportunity at life because she know that she couldn't give them the opportunity that they have now. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's not being a bad mom. That's doing what was right for her kids. Yeah, she wasn't there for them. And granted, I do feel like that, you know, I was kind of, you know, upset with her a little bit last season, or kind of, you know, like I understood where she was coming from, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did want her to go see her kids, to explain to them that, you know, it wasn't y'all, it was me, you know, just really let them know what the situation was and why she couldn't be the one to take care of them, versus having, you know, them having adopted parents. I kind of, you know, did want her to go see them last season and let them know, like, you know, I love y'all with all my heart and all my being and everything. It's just that I couldn't do for y'all like I wanted to because, you know, granted, there are people who are teenage parents and everything, but a lot of them have that support system to be able to keep their kids. You feel what I'm saying? Sky didn't really have that support system. Her mom being bipolar, her pretty much having to raise herself and everything, she didn't really have that support system. So it's kind of like that's probably why she had to give her kids up. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, Duchess, you on this whole women empowerment shit, but you don't sound like you on some women empowerment shit right about now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, granted, I don't feel like Sky, I feel like her loyalty lied more with C's and everything, this, that, and the third. But if you felt like Sky was your friend, why didn't you go to her and express how, if you felt some type of way about this whole Allison shit, why didn't you go to her and tell her how the fuck you felt? Instead of just automatically going in on her like that. You feel what I'm saying? But whatever. I mean, I ain't really got no more shit to say about that situation. So, you know, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So let's move along, because we already 18 minutes into this shit and we still got some more shit to talk about. So we get Donna, Walt, and oh shit, they all meet up at some toy, I look like that's some toy place or something like that. And you know, they know oh shit has been going through a lot of shit and everything, you know, with the random girl coming to the shop or whatever, dropping that bomb and a whole bunch of other shit. And he's, you know, he's still upset about everything that's been going on. And they're like, you know, why didn't you tell us about Nikki being pregnant? And he was like, I mean, I didn't have the chance to because y'all were busy digging up her past or whatever. And I didn't feel supported. They apologized or whatever. Pretty much everything is cool again. Cool. So we get back to 113th. You know, Walt and C's, they're having a conversation. Boosie is supposed to be coming through to get a tattoo or whatever. But Kit, she booked all of C's clients to 113th because she's still pissed off at him. I'm just like, bitch, grow the fuck up. You got your feelings too deep involved with your boss way too motherfucking quick and everything. And it's like, okay, you booked all his clients to 113th. That was the shop that he started at. That's not hurting him. He's still making money regardless. You feel what I'm saying? So like, girl, please. You know what I'm saying? So, he knows that she's pissed off at him, but he's going to take it like a man or whatever. And Walt is like, well, I mean, you know, it seemed like Sky quit for good or whatever. And Cease is like, yeah, you know, I got to fix that too, whatever. Boosie comes in to get his tattoo. We get Sky. She's going to make money off of her vagina, her designer vagina or whatever, and make a workout DVD. And, you know, she also has wine. Now, I don't know how good wine is, you know, we're trying to work out and shit, but she got the wine on deck or whatever. Walt, he's shooting the video for her. Bay is there as one of the people, you know, working out with her and everything. And, you know, they just laughing. They, you know, they so weak at her, having a good time, whatever. So, anyways, moving on from that, we get Duchess. She's at this big woman's, doing a big women's conference or whatever, and you know they asked her to be there. She invited Tiffany, and you know Tiffany is telling her about the whole situation that happened between her and Sky or whatever, and how Tiffany brought up Sky's kids or whatever. And you know Tiffany, she's asking about Cease, you know, what's going on with y'all or whatever. And Duchess is like, I mean, Cease is out here acting like a 40-year-old thought pocket or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, you know, she's sitting up here saying how she always had respect for Tiffany as an artist. So why didn't you let her come into the shop when she first tried to get hired there? When you and Cease were still... Okay. But, anyways, she wants Tiffany to work at Pretty in Ink. Moving on from that, we get Sky and Cease. You know, Cease, he's, you know, using the Arthur and Buster Baxter walkie-talkie and shit, trying to, you know, get Sky to open up the door. Sky is not feeling him right now, or whatever. She's like, you know, bitch, I told you this shit was going to happen. And, you know, she wants him, she kind of opens up the door a little bit, but she still has the little lock on it or whatever. And she was like, you gotta say the password. You told me so, sis. I mean, I told you so, sis. I mean, no. I was right the first time. You told me so, sis. And, you know, he's like, he don't want to say the shit. He was like, I don't want to say it. Like, he's like, man, just let me in, or whatever. So she eventually lets him in. And, you know, he's like that she's bugging or whatever. And she's like, no, motherfucker, you bugging. Or whatever. Matter of fact, that bitch Kitty is bugging. And she needs to walk past a Chinese restaurant, because you know what they do to cats and shit like that. And so, you know, Sky is going off about what the fuck does a brand ambassador do. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she was like, I thought they did was, you know, drink liquor and, you know, party and shit. Cease, he apologizes to Sky and everything, and he knows how loyal Sky is and how he needs her. And, you know, he tells her about, you know, her being a manager at, you know, his shop that he's opening up in Atlanta and everything. And, you know, she's cool with it or whatever, and pretty much they're good again. So we get Duchess and Tiffany. This is the last scene. They're in a club in North Carolina, you know, because Duchess wants Tiffany to kind of fill North Carolina out before she makes a decision for working for her. So, you know, the guy, Zach, that Duchess is currently dating, you know, that NFL player or whatever. I think he plays for the Carolina Panthers or something like that. He's there and everything. And, you know, Duchess was ignoring him at first for Cease. I'm like, bitch, please. You know damn well you was been messing with him. Who the fuck you think you fooling? So anyway, she claims she was ignoring him for Cease or whatever. But now, pretty much she's with the shits. She's got to move on and everything. And, you know, she's vibing with him. And she kissed him, whatever. And, oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the last scene. We're back at 113. Oh, shit, he's doing a tattoo. Then he gets an emergency text message from Nikki and everything. He's at the hospital. I mean, she's at the hospital. He's panicking or whatever. You know, he doesn't know what's going on with her. She's not answering her phone. This, that, and the third. And, that pretty much was the episode, y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, peace out, peace out.